So MAC came out with the new and classic nudes. They brought some back and I was so excited, but I also knew right away that me being cool and fair toned would mean that very few of these were actually going to work on my skin tone and not look kind of not great. I decided I was going to go ahead and just do a quick little video showing you a few combos and a couple colors that actually did work for me. So let's get into it. And then I found these NYX liners because they did have a bunch of the MAC liners, but the MAC liners were kind of expensive, and also a lot of the colors were just straight up like warm browns, and that's really, I just don't need that. That's not really going to work for me. I really need like cooler browns or cool mauves. NYX has all of these plumping ones that just came out. I didn't even know. I was just there and I picked them up and they're super creamy and soft. And these colors are much better for us. And I think they work a lot better with MAC nude colors that they do have available that do work for us. So I thought we would just have some fun trying on nude lips that are actually going to work for us, trying a few new products, and so that you can go check those out if you are interested, and I don't know, just have fun playing with some lipstick for a minute. I love MAC lipsticks. They go in and out as to whether they have colors that I think are going to work for me, and I sort of collect them when they do. I have some beautiful cooler colors or lighter colors that you can't get anymore. So like, I hate to share them. I might mention them in case you want to go looking for them, but they don't do a lot of cool colors right now. So I did get a couple of their good ones. And then I also wanted to add, if you really wanted sort of that sort of nude look and you wanted to find other ones that are going to look better on us, I do have some other MAC nudish, sort of rusty, but a little bit cooler friendly colors that I think go with this sort of like look that a lot of other people with warmer, darker tones are getting. But these ones work better for us. I will say these liners are very spicy. So like, you don't notice right when you first put them on. After a little while, you're like, that's spicy. So although you can put these over your whole lip, and I'll show you that, I wouldn't do that because it hurts. So I kind of wish that they weren't doing this whole plumping liner thing that like all the brands are doing right now, because I don't know that it really plumps you that much. I'm sure it does, but it hurts at the same time. And so it's, you take what's a really good liner, like these, once you put them down and they dry down, they do not move. They're like kind of hard to get off. They're a great liner, great, like really creamy, smooth application. And then they like, when they're down, they're down. But then they added in the spice to it. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, do I really want to reach for that? Because I don't want to deal with the spice. I mean, what are you going to do? In case you're interested, I'm going to show you everything. Okay, so here's the different liner looks. This is Nude Flip. This is probably my favorite one. It's reading a tiny bit warm here, but it's really like a really solid nude, and it looks really, really good under like different kind of nude lipsticks. This one is Subtle Touch. Also really good, just a little more brown, a little more muted. Really useful for some of these nude looks as well. Love this. And Dash of Cocoa. Now this one I probably wouldn't have gotten, but I was buying a bunch all at once and they had like a buy one, get one half off. This is very, very spicy and dark, and I do wear this color sometimes, but not a lot. So, but here it is in case you wanted to see what it looked like. I love this one. This is Philomen. This one can range from sort of a more muted powder mauve to this kind of a little more intense mauve, just depending on how much you build it up. It's really nice under sort of pinker looks. This is definitely one of the ones that I reach for all the time. Okay, and Touch Up Taupe, which is the last one. This is a beautiful, muted, cool brown. I think this is a must-have, especially if you're doing nude looks and you want a brown that's going to work with our skin tones and not look too warm. I love this. Okay, so let's start with the two really, truly cool toned ones that they have. So we have Acting Natural and we have Stone. This is a very dark, like cool brown, and this is a very, very light sort of flesh color. Now they also have Folio, which is what Angelina Jolie used to wear all the time, and it's sort of like the next one up from this, but this is a sort of pink undertone, and that one is sort of like almost a, it's very faint, but like a mustardy yellow undertone, and but then like paled out like this. That I swatched, you know, you can see it did not look good on me. It looks like baby poop. So I was like, you know, I'm so tempted to pick it up because I want to do the Angelina Jolie look, but I think for my coloring, it has to be this one, which is darn close. It's just got the pinker undertone. So let's go ahead and try these on without any kind of liners, and you can see what you get. We're going to start with the really light one. This one is Acting Natural, and it's very smooth. This is beautiful. It's like, it's a matte, but it's a smooth matte. My lip lines are a bit wiggly because I had all of those different liners on and had to take them off. I would never wear this like this. And the same thing is like with Folio for a lot of people, or Flesh Pot for a lot of people. You look crazy without a liner. And the reality is the way I wear this a lot of times is just to lighten stuff up in the center. And I think that is how Angelina Jolie would wear stuff a lot too. This is a little too dead girl for me, and it really helps to have an edge on it. So I'm going to take this off real quick. Okay, now Stone, same kind of thing, only it's like the darker version. Again, same kind of formula, really nice and not too drying for being a matte. It's like a silky matte, I think that's what they're called. But it makes my teeth look yellow. I mean, it's so cool that it's like dead girl cool. I love this, but I gotta mix it with other stuff. And without some kind of liner, you look a little sick. So I think that is why, I mean, aside from it being a throwback to the 90s, I think that's why they always show these with liners. And, you know, obviously they're trying to sell liners too, but it's not just that. You kind of need the liners to help make these look like a classic nude lip that is not something that's unflattering, right? Let's try this with liners, and I'm gonna mix them together because I'm gonna show you, I think, the best way to wear these. My two favorites, well, actually I have three favorites in here. Touch Up Taupe of Filament Nude Flip. These three, I think if you are cool toned, you're really gonna, you can get a lot of use out of. I love these. So for this look, I think I'm actually gonna go with the mauve one. I love how smooth these are. It just doesn't catch. It doesn't take a lot of effort to put them on. My poor lips, they don't feel great right now. Mostly because once they do kind of set down, I had to keep removing them, and you really gotta rub at your lips. And it's great if you want something to not move, but not if you're continually taking things on and off. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. And then I really like using the darker sort of stone around the edges. Kind of get that in. And then that's, I mean, you could do this, it's a little dark, right? And then I use the Acting Natural in the middle. Now I really like putting a bit of a gloss on top of this. I think it kind of marries things together. Because one thing I will say about this formula, because it is a matte and it really does perform matte, it doesn't want to mix quite as well with the stuff around it. I feel like I have to kind of work it a bit. But I have been enjoying wearing these quite a lot. I don't have a lot that are similar colors, so they're definitely like a really nice addition to my collection. So this is a pretty intense look, and if we're being honest, this is not how I've been wearing it. But I mean, this is kind of what they've been showing online. So for us, I mean, this is kind of what you're gonna get out of this collection other than like really orangey browns. I really like putting, where did it go? I'm almost through this. I got this last month. This is the e.l.f. Super Balm, and it's got sort of a little bit of like a pinky pearl finish to it. This is how I think these are the most wearable. Also helps sort of marry those colors together, not to mention lighten it a little bit. All right, I'm leaving the liner a little bit because that's kind of the style. I personally, I'm not so huge on leaving the line, but if you're going for what they're kind of like into right now, this is how you would do it. I think it's nice. I'm not in love with it. Let's move on to some other colors that we can maybe mix with these that you can still buy that I think give us that nude look, and we can enjoy like what's going on with that a little bit more in a more flattering way. Okay, so for this one I lined with Nude Flip. This is one of my favorite like everyday nude liners. This was really, really nice. This one is called Cream in Your Coffee, and I actually like went to the other side where they had all the rest of the MAC lipsticks and I just started swatching it. This one was really pretty. This, I think it's a little more of a satin. This is like a nice one to mix with those other ones. So by itself, it's actually really, really pretty. Here's how I actually have been wearing this one that I like probably the best. So I use Stone a little bit around the edges with this one underneath it, Cream in Your Coffee, just to cool it a little. And I use the Acting Natural in the middle to mute the whole thing out a little bit. And this one I still have the liner on, but it's closer to the colors I'm using. It's not such a big difference, which I know is, you know, kind of the thing right now. But it's not like, I'm not into that right now. So this I think is a really nice mix. Not dead cool, but it's pretty cool. But it's also not too warm. I think this is super, super pretty. And because the Cream in Your Coffee is a little bit more of a satin, it gives you a little more movement. It just doesn't look so dead with the matte. So really like this. And then of course you can use a little bit of this on top. Anything that is similar to this will look really good here. This is so pretty. I love this. But I think that this is really pretty. This is probably the best one. This is my favorite one that I've been wearing a lot. And it gives me that, like, I'm getting to play like everybody else in the nudes, but it actually looks good on me, not like, not so good. Okay, let me show you a couple of other ones, and then we'll wrap this up. Lined with Nude Flip again. And these two came out last year. These are in their like Viva Glam or Viva World or something like that. I'll put it up. This is like cool. Their Cool Teddy one is somewhere in between these two. This is definitely, it's an even drier matte. I still have my glasses on. Okay, but this is a nude that we can actually wear if we are cool toned. It is just the tiniest bit orange, like a nude often is. It is not a full cool tone nude, but this is better than any of the other sort of like lighter to mid-tone nudes that they had for us. The closest would have been that Cool Teddy. And I gotta say, Cool Teddy was pretty, but what it reminded me of was the Charlotte Tilbury, her main one that was like the big deal that everybody loved. That's more like what Cool Teddy looked like on us, where it's sort of a mid-tone pink that is definitely warm on us. Not terrible, like you can wear it, but it's warm, like, yeah. So that's how that was. So anyway, I think that if you wanted that, this is better. This one is definitely warmer, but it's nice and matte. And this one we can adjust with that Acting Natural to cool it down. The Acting Natural in the middle. There we go. It takes it down. It takes any of that kind of a little too warm, a little too spicy out of it and turns it into a cool tone friendly, like really nice natural nude for us. Again, I think that is so pretty. I think this is pretty just as a really nice sort of matte, because it's got that nice like velvety quality to it. That's really pretty, but if you want to make it even prettier, just throw a little bit of some gloss on it. Just make sure it's a cool tone gloss or a clear one. That is so pretty. Okay, so those are the ones that I thought were really worth sharing. You can mix and match, but I was so like disappointed, not disappointed just because I knew it was already going to be the case, but I was, you know, as disappointed as I thought I was going to be when I went to go swatch everything. And there was really legitimately there was one more cool tone one, but it was so dark that I was like, there's just no, it was like a cocoa with almost a berry undertone. Beautiful. So dark. I was like, you know, I'm not going to waste my budget on it. I'm not going to wear that. Even if I were to blot that, it is so dark. It's really meant for very dark skin tones. I think it'll look gorgeous on very dark skin tones. On me, it's going to be real vampy, and it's just going to sit in my makeup drawer as reference. So, not worth it. So I did want to share a few of these that, like, if you wanted to get in on it and you're like, oh, I know that's not going to be for me, there are a couple that you can make work and that let us play along with everybody else. So I just wanted to share. I thought it'd be fun. I get excited about silly things, especially lip products, and this is definitely one of them. I love nudes, but as you all know, if you have a similar skin tone, it's really hard to find nudes for us. They are almost 100% of the time orange on us. So it is nice that they have the Acting Natural as like a really good, like, cool it down nude that you can use with all kinds of things that is gonna work for you. It has a slight pink undertone instead, but it's pretty dead cool. So very cool. We get to play too. I did want to share, if you can find them, where did I put it? Some old ones that are definitely like in that kind of line as well. These are beautiful. If for some reason you can find them on like eBay or whatever, these things, I know you're not supposed to keep them forever, but I keep them forever. They seem to be fine. Bossom Friend, which is the very, very light one, and Love You Back, which is more of a mauve. Both of these are very cool toned and super gorgeous. This is Love You Back. Oh, that is so pretty. And this one is actually a little less cool toned, but it's still cool toned enough for us. It's very, very light. All right, I gotta try these on. So if you can find these are what I wish was in with the nudes, like nudes for us. Let's do Love You Back. Oh, maybe keep it in the lines. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. Maybe some of these will get brought back since some of the nudes got brought back. Maybe eventually we'll go through a cool tone like thing that people are doing and they'll bring some of these back. But right now, the only cool tones that I can find that MAC has are like gaudy pink. So no thank you. Okay, so this one is Love You Back. Absolutely gorgeous. And let me do the other one. I use Bossom Friend in the middle of things all the time. And this is another one, like, I wouldn't wear it on its own. If I did, I would put a liner for sure and kind of like try to mix it in. But this is a great like center one. I look crazy. I look like I have concealer lips. But this is one that we can wear if you can find it. So I hate to share those just because it's like, oh, I can't find those. but they're gorgeous. Okay, so that's it. So much fun. Just a little like, let's play with lipstick kind of day. I'm loving this. It is definitely a cool tone, but I had to mix a lot to get there, right? Well, if you want to join in, this is how you can do it. I like to collect makeup anyway, so I'm just like so excited that I actually found something that would work for my cool tone skin. And I've been wearing the heck out of it because it works really well with like a lot of the wintry kind of cool tans and blues that I've been wearing, which really work well with my skin tone anyway. So really enjoying this. Definitely not what I've been seeing from all of the Instagram reels and models wearing them. There's just not a lot of people who look like me who are able to wear those, and I think I found a way that they actually look really good on us, so wanted to share. If you like this kind of content and you haven't subscribed yet, I sure would appreciate it, as it really helps my channel to grow, and I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys in the next powder video, which will be here pretty soon. I've got all the B-roll filmed, and we're getting it all together. I just haven't filmed the big like video part of it, so sometime probably next week. More to come on all the kind of powders you could possibly imagine. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.